I love the relationships that I have with my clients. I mean, I think that that's probably the most important part. There's a common ground that everybody shares, and if I can kind of tune in to that common ground, then it becomes a partnership. And regardless of what other extraneous things are going on in their lives or my life, I just love building the partnership. My name is Alison Johnson, and I'm the owner of the Pilates Room NYC. In addition to running things around here, I spend most of my time working with clients one-on-one and in small group settings. I work with a lot of beginners, people that are new to exercise and people that are new to Pilates, people that have been injured in the past and need more one-on-one support to, modify exercises or to just start off gradually. But I also work with people who are looking for more variety in their fitness routine. I work with seniors, and I work with athletes. I have a lot of people that come in with chronic pain, and in dealing with that chronic pain, it makes me so happy when they come back the next day and they're like, I could sleep better last night, I got a full night's sleep, I didn't need to take Advil. At the end of the day, I want people to feel more confident just moving through their day. I want them to feel like they can carry their groceries, that they can walk up steps, that they can put their baggage overhead on a plane, or that they can stand and cook for a long period of time without hurting their backs. All of those things make such a huge difference in quality of life if you're not in pain. I was introduced to Pilates in college as a dance major. It was included in our dance training, and it really changed the way that I felt about my body and about movement, how I approached my dancing. Pilates made me feel very grounded. So it made me kind of root down in my dancing. It helped me articulate my spine so much more than anything else ever had. I was very prone to back injuries. And so when I started doing Pilates, just working on the mobility and flexibility, it really helped my back. I had fewer episodes of back pain. Even to this day, anytime I feel a little bit of back issues, I just hop on the reformer or do some mat or Cadillac, and it really takes care of it. When I was in college, I was in a ballet piece and I was on pointe shoes, and I broke my ankle. So I was doing a supported pirouette and my foot went one way and my body went the other way. And I was already practicing Pilates, so it was really amazing because my physical therapist actually told me, she's like, you know what, just let's do a little ultrasound, work on the inflammation, but you can do most of your rehab with Pilates. It was amazing. I mean, I was so much further ahead of the game than most people who have an injury. Right when I graduated from college, I moved to New York City to complete my certification with Romana and Bob Leekins. So after I finished my certification, I started working right away with the bigger studio. And after 5 years of working at a larger studio, my friend and I wanted something more intimate so that we could invest in our relationships with our clients and not have such a transactional experience. We opened the Pilates Room in 2002. That's really kind of the heart of the studio, is that it's our relationships with our clients. We're a classical studio, but we have two different types of reformers. We have the wood reformers that are a little bit more modern, and then we have the original reformers, which are made by Gratz, and they just feel different. So the Gratz reformers are a little heavier, they're not as springy, there isn't as much of a rebound with the springs. I really like both, and I think that it's important that my clients work on both, because if the purpose of Pilates is to become more adaptable, you should be able to switch up your environment and have a different stimulus. So that might mean having a lighter spring or a heavier carriage. But I think that in switching it up for my clients, they benefit rather than just keeping it on the same track. We teach both one-on-one sessions and group sessions. I try to kind of take an individualized approach to my group sessions. Our group classes are never really more than 4 people at a time, which I feel like is a great number for those that don't want to be, the focus of attention. They still have the other people in the group, and for those that still want a little more feedback, I'm ready to give them feedback. At the Pilates Room, most of our teachers have been teaching for over 20 years. So I think that experience is really what sets us apart from the other studios. After teaching thousands of sessions, you get to know how to approach different types of people, and with experience comes flexibility in your approach and in how you see your client. It's not always black and white. There isn't always like a set routine that you can follow. And I think that most of us are actually teaching the person and not teaching at the person. With experience, you can pivot instantly and you can just give even a group class certain things that everybody needs. When I first meet a new client, I like to get to know them. I ask them a lot of questions, and I try to meet them where they are. So we start with a lot of just very basic exercises so that I can kind of sense where they're at. From there, I try to establish a baseline, and then we gradually build from there. So everybody's baseline is very different. Everybody's coming from a different place, whether they're injured or whether they are here to have a really hard workout. We have to find that baseline where they feel challenged, but they haven't exacerbated any issues that they might have come in to solve. I think classical Pilates is a very logical system, and I learned classical Pilates as a dancer, and the philosophy is really about wellness and balance and having an efficiency of movement. So it was really less about high repetitions and feeling the burn and burning out the muscles. Joseph Pilates wanted people to live healthier and to breathe and to get outside. And now I think with more contemporary modern Pilates, it's become more fitness oriented, and there are higher repetitions and you're trying to feel the burn. And I would say it's a little less therapeutic. So I think they all have their benefits. Sometimes I like to challenge my people with some contemporary exercises because I think it's fun, and I think that when you have a strong foundation, you should be adaptable and you should be able to do different things. It doesn't always have to be classical Pilates. And sometimes it takes me 6 months to get somebody to be able to do classical Pilates. So I think you have to judge where to go with that person based on their needs. I don't think it's always a one-size-fits-all. With experience, you can kind of tune into that and figure out where you can bring people on their journey. People that have the most success in Pilates are the people that are the most consistent. And consistency is so important for meaningful progress because it takes time and it takes patience. And even though you don't want to go to your Pilates session, you still have to keep going and just show up, because if you show up, there's going to be improvement. People that are looking to try Pilates, just try it out. I think that finding a Pilates instructor is a lot like dating. And because it's so relationship oriented, you need to find somebody that you can have a relationship with. And it really depends on your goals. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, you want somebody that you really connect with. If you're looking for something that is more transactional, you want to take a class and go out, then you find somebody that suits that purpose. course. So just jump in, give it a try, and know that it's a nuanced process. And if it doesn't work out the first time, try it again, because I think that everybody can benefit from Pilates. It's just finding the right approach that's right for you. Pilates is for everyone.